I had been working tirelessly for months, sacrificing sleep, weekends, and countless family moments to reach a milestone that had consumed my life. A promotion that felt like the culmination of every late night and every sacrifice I had made. My wife, whom everyone knew as the CEO at her own company, had insisted she had a surprise planned for my promotion party. For weeks, she teased me relentlessly. "There's a surprise, so just wait," she said, her smile mysterious and almost conspiratorial. I believed her. I trusted her. The day arrived, and I walked into what I expected to be a room filled with family, friends and colleagues celebrating my hard work. The lights were dim, a soft playlist echoed in the background, and the smell of fine food promised an elegant evening. But as I looked around, the room felt strangely empty. My parents were absent, my siblings weren't there, and most heartbreakingly, my wife wasn't standing at the entrance, waiting for me with that proud, teasing smile I had come to love. A screen flickered on and a video began to play. At first, I didn't understand what I was seeing. Then the images hit me like a physical blow. My wife, laughing and smiling, holding hands with a man who wasn't me, standing in a sun-drenched European square. Cafes, beaches, museums, places we had promised we would visit together someday, all became a backdrop for her betrayal. My chest tightened. My stomach dropped, and for a moment, I thought I might collapse. Then the message appeared in elegant text across the screen. "Congratulations on your promotion. We couldn't celebrate with you, but here's our special adventure. Love always X and Y," my mind reeled. The surprise she had promised was not a party, not even a heartfelt gesture. It was proof that while I had been pouring myself into my work, she had been pouring herself into someone else. I remember sitting down heavily in the nearest chair, unable to move, unable to speak. My colleagues, some who had known the truth, some who had been clueless, looked at me with hesitant sympathy. I felt naked, exposed in a way I had never imagined. The betrayal wasn't a whispered suspicion anymore. It was flashing on a screen in high definition. With laughter I could still hear ringing in my ears. The weeks that followed were a haze. I confronted her. Initially with rage, then with grief, then with a hollow kind of numbness. Her explanations were cold, rehearsed and hollow work stress, needing freedom. "You were always busy with your promotion anyway." But there were no apologies, no attempts to reconcile, no acknowledgement of the devastation she had wrought. Just excuses. I replayed the video in my mind countless times, each frame a dagger in my chest. I remembered every anniversary she had missed, every time she had chosen work over me, every small sign I had dismissed as insignificant. Now the truth was undeniable. The woman I had trusted, with my heart, had created a secret, life that existed parallel to our marriage, a life where my absence was irrelevant and my achievements meaningless. Sleep became impossible. Nights were spent staring at the ceiling, imagining them together in cities I had dreamed of visiting with her. Food lost its taste. Laughter felt like betrayal. Even my colleagues, who had celebrated my promotion, couldn't fill the emptiness that her absence had carved in my life. Months later, the legalities began. The separation, the counseling sessions that felt like interrogations, the paperwork that formalized the loss I had already endured emotionally. I had loved her deeply and without reservation, and yet love hadn't been enough. My heart had been her playground, and now I was left sifting through the ruins. The hardest part wasn't anger. It wasn't even humiliation. It was the quiet moments afterward, the smell of her perfume lingering in the house, the ghost of her laughter in the hallways, the memories of promises we had made and broken. Betrayal had a long tail. It didn't end when the video ended. It followed me like a shadow, persistent and unforgiving. And yet, through the despair, I discovered something I hadn't expected: resilience. I realized that my life wasn't defined by her choices, by her betrayal, by the video that had shattered my world. It was defined by how I rose from that heartbreak, how I rebuilt my life piece by piece, choosing self-respect over bitterness, action over paralysis. Years later, I can look back at that promotion not with the sweetness of triumph, but with the clarity of survival. I achieved success despite betrayal, not because of it. And I learned that even when someone you love most becomes the source of your deepest pain, you can find strength, rebuild trust in yourself, and create a life where you are whole again.